Hello. I'm back, thankfully a little more prepared this time, which is hopefully reflected in my artwork today. Still looking at working on different muse ideas, but I'm gonna see if I can try approach this like the evolution theory. Very slowly and with a concept forming over a prolonged period of time. Call me lazy, say it how you like, but I'm struggling with a concept version of artist's block, so at the moment I'm just glad to have been able to get something made at all. Speaking of different concepts and how the mind works though, isn't it funny how contrary we all are? If anyone holds any experience of existing on the internet, or even just living life in general, chances are you've had a hearty discussion or disagreement with someone over differing points of view at different times. And people seem to think that discussing a topic at length actually works. Like, I understand if it's an important issue to you personally, like someone affecting your personal space, or over something relating to your world and everyday life directly, but I see so many people parading around their opinions, and honestly, it's like they're waving flags going, "This colour is better," and then someone coming along saying, "No, mine is best and here's why." And they seem to genuinely hold the opinion that they can control how the other person thinks and believes, if only they can lambast them for long enough. Your opinion is valid, and so is your right to free speech, but I honestly can't comprehend how anyone has the spare energy, time, or even cares enough about other people's lives to go around lambasting people trying to bring them round to the way you see things. Yet, we all do it? Don't get me wrong, I'm in no way trying to say, "You're all heathens and I'm so high above you." But it's like, even when people post those meme-like things on their social media that will say stuff like, "Never argue with an idiot, they'll drag you down to their level, then beat you with experience." And they're right, we're all right, and most of us know that trying to force one's opinion onto anyone else around us is a pointless waste of time. But we all end up trying to do it at one point or another regardless. We all end up just falling back into our previously programmed settings, and no matter how many times we see studies that prove the more vehement you are about something, the more your opponent is going to stick to their own beliefs, and how there's other things going around like everyone's truth is their own truth. But honestly, given some of the length humans will go to over their differences, I'm kinda wondering whether it's like some sort of curse or something we'll pretty much never recover from. I don't know what belief system my 1.23 viewers each hold. I personally am Christian, and Christians, we've got this story that pretty much goes along the lines of how mankind is so great, so smart and so intelligent, that at one point we ended up making this ginormous tower to try and reach heaven. Only God didn't like how powerful we were all getting, so ended up putting all these different languages on people to make it so they wouldn't work together. And I'm almost wondering whether humanity's vehemence over our differences is a by-symptom of that. Like, even if you're not a follower of any Abrahamic belief, we've gone through all these wars, we vary so vastly across different cultures, and even the sharp contrast between clashing personality types between people who haven't even met yet. But if you think about them, you know already they either are or aren't going to get along. Humans aren't meant to predict the future. That's not a normal thing. So why are we all so predictable in our constant failings between differences, despite how high we might reach or educated we may become? Fish breathe water, butterflies have delicate wings, cats don't have opposable thumbs, and pretty much every species out there has at least one type of main predator in its natural habitat or something holding it back. And humans, we're all so smart and constantly trying to work our way around stuff. What's the one thing that is constantly able to not only keep up with that, but try and outsmart it too? Literally further a thing progresses, anything, doesn't have to be any one example, the more curses it will end up existing. I know I probably sound very superstitious and paranoid, but if you think about it, most cloned animals have some sort of medical complication, as does the breeding of different cats and dogs to create the perfect species, so to speak. The more complicated smartphones have become, the less their battery life lasts, among other issues as well. Higher levels of technology has come along with less job availability, and whether that's linked or not, they both still exist in the same plane of reality. We're living far longer than we ever thought we would, beating circumstances that we never could before. And what do we have? Super viruses, horrific levels of organised crime, and the two main most powerful nations, both Korea and America, are led by creatures not everyone is the most trusting of, shall we say. Think about it how you will. but I feel like the longer we keep thinking about stuff like this, the deeper down the rabbit hole I'm going to progress. So I should quite probably stop now before I go off the beaten track entirely and are still making sense. Good luck out there, and until next time, ciao!